Welcome back to Houzz TV Live. Today we're talking to Ginger Curtis with Urbanology out of Dallas, Texas. A lot of great stuff happening in Dallas. And you've been on Houzz for a little over 5 years. Some of your photos have been shared how many times and saved on Houzz? I mean, you've got one photo that's one of the top shares or saves, right?
Yeah. It was actually one of our very earliest projects. It was a little Scandinavian children's room, and it went on to become the number one most popular children's room in the entire world on Houzz. And it was really popular here in the US, and then it got picked up and featured so many times across the world that it just went kind of crazy.
Well, thanks for inviting us into your home. The house is amazing. Several spaces you want to share with us. And we're going to talk a
Mhm,
little bit about the choices you made, some paint, some
mhm.
texture, and kind of how you tackled the home. So
Yeah.
tell me a little bit about what we're going to see.
I feel like the best way to describe my house is it's my laboratory. And what I mean by that is I wanted my house to feel like cohesive and connected, but also create these moments in different spaces so that I could walk into one room and it had a look and a feel that was completely its own, but it didn't feel like disjointed from the rest of the house.
So where are you right now?
I'm in my master bedroom.
All right, let's start with that. Walk me through what you did there.
So actually where I'm sitting is probably one of my favorite spots in the house. There's a window in front of me. The light just floods in. I've got this little love seat and it's just for me. It's mine, right? It's my little happy corner of the world. I wanted this room to stay mainly monochromatic, right? Because that's just that sense of peace and calm that I love.
Hmm.
But I still wanted to do something fun. So over here, I got my little paint moment on the wall. See that little stripe? And I put some
Hmm.
artwork. And it's just this great little accent, but I didn't have to do it right here on this main wall, right? So I literally only enjoy it when I'm sitting here and I'm looking at that wall. And it works really well.
What are some tips you have for people who are thinking about colors for the bedroom?
So, it's a great question, Rick. And the first thing you have to ask yourself is what feeling do you want to evoke? You may have somebody who's very similar to me and they want to evoke a sense of peace and calm. And you're going to want to do colors that feel very calming and soothing, whites and neutrals, soft blues. Green is a really beautiful calming color. So that's where you have to start. And then from there, you say, what are the opportunities in that space to add a little bit of color? Or do I want to go monochrome and, totally rock that look?
What was the biggest change you made to the space? It's pretty dramatic. It's crazy. So what was the
It's
most important thing to you in this space?
it doesn't sound that exciting or sexy, but like your floor is your fifth wall. It takes up more space than any other area. And the foundation of the room is set with the tone of the floor. And so taking out that white carpet that was in here, oh my gosh, like the room, it just
Come on.
it just
Come on.
instantly felt
You didn't
better.
want white carpet in your come
Oh
on.
yeah. No, five kids, white carpet, no problem. I can manage that. So it really, and again, and that's sort of like a great design philosophy is you start with the foundational things and then you work your way from there. And so getting the floors and getting the paint were absolutely critical, and it wasn't that difficult to start pulling together a really lovely concept once I knew the color of my walls and the color of my floors. The floors are really dark and recessed, the walls are really bright and expand, and so the room feels large and expansive and very, very, very bright.
Now there's a lot of layer in this space. Why is sort of layering and texturing so important to a space?
Without it, your room, it risks falling a little bit flat. We need that texture to add dimension and interest. And so if everything is just the same texture and you don't have this layering effect, it starts to feel a little bit bland. And so you could style a room really, really nice and you've got the basics, but you don't add in that throw blanket and those pillows and the rug and the window treatments and a stack of books and then some greenery. It's all these different layers and dimensions, and it's bringing the fullness of the texture together, and it's what really helps make a room feel complete.
It's an absolutely beautiful space. Do you
Thank
have
you.
dark floors throughout the home?
I do.
Is that a challenge? Some people say, "Oh, I don't know, but I got to keep these clean, and it shows everything." How have you managed that with the dark floors?
You know, for me, I love it because I am a clean freak and sweeping. I'm about to reveal like a really weird side here. I love to sweep my floors. I don't know why.
Well, dark
You
floors are perfect for you then.
right. So for me, yes, it works. But my clients, I always warn them, like, look, if that's going to drive you nuts, you may not want to do dark floors.
This house, it was like your builder grade special, like not in a good way. And so every finish and was matching, and it was not the cute brass that we all love today. It was the really tacky brass, and so it. There was just a lot of work that needed to be done, but the bones were incredible. It had these really open spaces, and the house flowed really nice.
So tell me a little bit more about the dining room. That's another room that you did some beautiful paint moments in, and some other moments. Tell me, walk me through the dining room.
Dining room might be maybe my second favorite space in the house, and it's because it's, again, there's a simplicity to it. It's not complicated or fussy, but it's got this pow, like it's really dramatic and graphic with this incredible paint change. You've got a white paint, and then this really deep dark hague blue, and it just feels bold, but not overly complicated. And there's just something about that combination that I absolutely love. And I'll tell you the other thing, it's versatile. I could swap out what's on those walls. I could, update my chairs. I could, move the rug around. I mean, change out a plant. Because of the way that it's set up with these with the foundational elements of the room, it gives me flexibility. And for me, and the way that I love to change things, and my need for, sprucing and fluffing and fixing and doing, it meets a huge need for me to be able to quickly and easily do that.
What is the paint color on the wall there?
This is Hague Blue by Farrow and Ball. It's one of my all-time favorite colors.
Yeah, it's a beautiful color. It's really just it. I would just like hang out in that space. Do your kids come down there and use that for homework, or how does that work?
Oh, yes. Yes, they actually use it for everything. I'll actually show you a little. This is a puzzle that we just finished on that very table, Mona Lisa. And I
Nice.
glued it because I loved it so much, and I'm going to hang it somewhere. But yeah, that puzzle actually happened right here on the table.
I imagine puzzle sales are way up right now.
We tried to buy some new ones, and we couldn't even find any cool puzzles. Like, it was sad.
All right. Okay, let's go to another space.
All right. So we are going to walk into, this was another Ginger creation. My husband and I built this like built-in system. It's where I house and store a lot of my little styling accessories and dishes and things like that. This was another pretty massive, like before and after, like the living room, it's almost unrecognizable. This room was about, I wanted a bright white, because I wanted everything else and all the texture and all the art and everything to really pop. And I'm not gonna lie, I love a bright, fresh, crisp wall. And that's kind of what's going on.
Yeah,
Don't look at my
I
sad
love it.
fiddle leaf right now.
What
Don't judge me.
is it dying?
She just needs a drink. She's a little thirsty, and as soon as she gets a drink, that's Avery's job, then she'll perk right up.
We all need a drink right about now.
Yeah. Oh my God. This is another moment that I love in my house so much, because up here, it's just this fun architectural interest to have, to highlight the angle of the wall. Normally that would have just been white, but to do it a color feels unexpected, but it works. And I wouldn't have wanted to do my whole room that color. Would have been too much for me. And again, I love white so much, but I wanted to have an area, right? And so there's opportunities like this all throughout our house to kind of get like the best of both. And that's really such a great way to describe how I've designed the space, is to get the best of both worlds. I get my bright white walls, I get my pops of color, I get texture, I get
organic modern.
It makes it cozy with a little bit darker color there too. That nook, I want to be in that nook now. If that was all white, I wouldn't be drawn to it as much. I like it.
Yeah. No, you wouldn't really even notice it. Like the chair is like, that's fine, but it would just kind of disappear, and your focus would be on the rest of the room. And so it's like creating a moment within the room that's already nice. And so, yeah.
Yeah, no, I love it. Yeah, I love that. Where's the home office? Now, you took up some of your dining room. When you first bought the house, it was like a massive dining area, and what you thought was a lot of wasted space, and you converted part of it. And so instead of opening things up, you closed things off and made yourself a nice little home office.
Yeah. So right here, we won't go in there because Eric's hiding out, hunkering down all of my children from us so that we can have this conversation. But so you can see there's the front door, and where the wall is right there, Rick, that was completely open. There was no wall. There was no doors. It was just entirely open to this already big dining room. And so we just took a little chunk of the space and framed it out, did these French doors. Now, here's something that's really interesting to point out. I feel like a lot of people, I've seen this happen where people need a home office, and then, the dining room is sometimes a natural choice. See how I angled the wall right here? The wall it doesn't come straight out. Like, oops, sorry, my hand. Okay, see how the wall's angled and it doesn't come straight out? That was very intentional, because what I didn't want to happen is you walk into the front door and you immediately meet a wall right next to you. And so by angling the wall like that, you walk in and the space feels much more expansive. And I didn't need a huge space in that office. And so it was not a big deal to chop off a little room right there and get that angled wall.
Good. Can we get a little peek? Just poke your head in there real quick. Say hi.
Yeah.
Let's see what they...
Let's see. Oh, look. Doing some
they're doing some home. Yeah, there's stuff is happening in there. Real work. Yeah.
That's real.
Dad's working, students working. Real stuff is happening in there. We won't disturb them. That is cool. I love the wall back there. That's really cool.
Okay. Shall we tour the kids' room?
Yes. Let's see the kids' room. Now, this is the one that's been saved like crazy, right?
Yeah.
It was such a little outlet and opportunity for me to create something into existence, like just birth an idea and really massage it and really say, like, what could this room be? This space, I really wanted to embrace the window and the huge tree outside. And when I first walked in here, I thought, man, it feels like a tree house. And that could be really special, bringing the outdoors in. And we built this bunk bed system for them because this room is actually really quite tight. It is a small space. So we needed to use a space very intentionally to get them in here in a way that made sense. And so we've got a floating bed. And then this is a platform bed at the bottom. Oh, sorry. It's a platform bed at the bottom, and it's actually on casters. And so you can swivel it and change the direction of the bed.
Oh, that's good. And you made that too? Another thing you made?
Yes, I built this. We've got a little ledge at the bottom of the bed, which is great. So they'll sit right there and then pull books off of the book basket and the little book wall. And they've got a reading light under here. And then they'll sit right here at the edge of the platform and just pick out a handful of books and read. And so I wanted to create a space that was gender neutral because they were going to be sharing. I didn't want it to be little boy or little girl, or I just wanted it to be a room that felt special, intentional, and really, really calming. And that's why I pulled in all these organic elements with the wood tones and the maple floors, the jute rug, the white walls. And, it's really important with doing so many neutrals, you've got to layer in a lot of texture so the room doesn't fall flat. So I did a really pretty woven linen panel. And so I've got these pom-poms on the window and some pendant flags that go across, and just moments of texture so the room feels dimensional.
Who's on the wall? Who's on the wall? Who's on the shelf there? Is that Mr. Oinky? Is that little piggy up there?
Yeah.
Ah, look at the piggies. Yeah, nice. I love kids' rooms. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
That's great. That looks super cozy. Throughout your home, I'm seeing a lot of sort of high mileage designs where you're maximizing the space, and it's also still versatile. You can still change those spaces up. Tell me a little bit about your philosophy on that.
Well, I definitely believe in longevity and your space going the miles. I feel like we all work hard for what we have, and we certainly don't want to be wasteful. And that's important to me. And so I want to see investments that are made into the home that will really go the mile. And I feel like when you're intentional with that, it's not as difficult as you would think to pull off, right? And so you get to enjoy your space for much, much longer. And with choosing quality material, quality finishes, they're going to last, which is also important.
Any advice for folks who are at home? Maybe they're spending some time on Houzz, thinking about doing a remodel, and general just sanity advice during this crazy time.
Oh, the first place that I started when all of this happened, and it's not a novelty, right? Like we've heard this over and over, but I got excited about it. I was like, I'm going to use this as an opportunity to do some purging and some deep cleaning. And I got my kids involved, and each one of them was assigned a particular area. One kid had like deep organization and cleaning of the toy box, and one kid was the shoe closet. And then I tackled, the medicine cabinets, and it just feels so good to purge and get out some of those things that are just that either get cluttered over the years or too packed and are weighing you down. And I don't know if I'm alone in this philosophy, but personally, I like to open a cabinet and it's like, oh, like it's just lovely. Like if it can be, why not? Why not? Right. So I might be a little like weird in that area. I've got a cabinet in my kitchen where all of my water bottles are glass with beautiful wood lids and they all match. And I open that cabinet and I'm just like, this is a slice of heaven on earth,
Well,
We're all entitled.
You also said earlier you love to sweep. You said you love to sweep, so that puts you in a whole different category. I haven't heard that one yet.
Yeah. Now laundry, nope, forget it.
Put the hubby on the laundry.
Yeah. Eric's a really great dishwasher. He's got the system down. Like he's very well trained, and that boy can scrub a dish. But I'll sweep the floors.
Well, thanks for spending the time with us, Ginger. Really appreciate it. Beautiful home. What you've created there is just a haven for your family and your kids. And it's really, really beautiful. I think anyone would be in awe to live in a home like that. So you're clearly walking the walk in that space. I mean,
Thank you.
It's your crazy laboratory of design, and it is absolutely gorgeous. So thanks again.
Thank you.
And maybe we'll do something with you in the future and come see you in person when all this is over.
Hey, let's do it.
All right. Thank you so much. We'll see you later.
Thank you.
Okay. Take care.
Bye.